whenever you guys are situated, go ahead and lay back. It's nice and comfortable. From whatever laying position you choose today, start off with some really good relaxing breaths. Let those cycles really get a chance to flow in and out. Feel the muscles of the body relaxing with this breath. Body's feeling good, alive. And so as you're continuing to just let this breath flow, deeper inhales and exhales each and every cycle, let's take a moment to start connecting with an intention of contemplation. I have lots to be grateful for, especially this month. And today I was really considering the idea of contemplation. How amazing it is that our minds are set up to just think. And I really, really enjoy thinking and kind of exploring, analyzing, trying on different viewpoints for a little while just to see how it feels. And so today's class is all about contemplation. Now it's interesting too, because there's a person I was listening to recently who was describing that from their viewpoint, they see that our skill at really becoming good at asking questions is starting to become lost, and possibly it's connected to search engines and how quickly we can get answers to our questions. And maybe because of that, we're not asking as deep of questions. We're losing that skill. We're not asking the type of philosophical questions where there isn't a right answer or a wrong answer. Or we're not asking those kind of intuitive questions that literally only our intuition could even try to give us a next step. And so contemplation, that's what it is to me. It's that really diving deep into some of these things that make us human, that make it really special to live right here. And especially diving deep into the present moment. And so you'll notice we'll add in various moments where we're just going to pause and do a little focus on breath. And the idea there is it's not only cleaning our mind to try to make it so we can be more present, but cleaning out our jar from the inside, but also those little moments just help to kind of, feed us prana, feed us energy so that our thoughts can be a little bit more clear. So those are the ideas that we're playing with today. So when you're ready, go ahead and start to take the knees into the chest. And as you're letting that low back rock just a little bit, left and right, be contemplating how that feels in your system. What is it that you can learn maybe about your low back from that area? And imagine, what if your body today, it's like you're connected to the group, the collective of humanity. And so what is it that maybe your body is teaching us about humanity, at least in our society? It's like, is there any metaphor for low back that we can learn because of our class today? Another huge breath, let it flow in and out. And so with just a little bit of strengthening for these first couple of minutes, what this first thing is going to help us to do is really pump our air into our lungs, pump in and out. So take a moment to lift up the knees, the head to the knees. When the arms and legs stretch away from one another, we're trying to inhale as deep as possible. When we circle back around, we're exhaling completely. So it's like a huge pump. You don't have to necessarily go super low with the legs. Make it more about the lungs. Trying to get that first rinse cycle through the lungs. Take another 5, 4, 3, 2. Last time stretching out. When we come back in, circle around the back side of the knees. That lifts the low back a little bit. So when you rock left and right, it should be a new sensation going on. So listen to that area. What does this spot feel like? And maybe there's human lessons here. And again, it's not something we could kind of Google and be like, yes, this is the answer to this area. It's one of those deep, intuitive, contemplating questions. Good. Now start to release the hands. Let your hands clasp around the right knee. Slide the left leg long. Plug this right knee in just a little bit deeper. Let's take 3 gentle cycles. The right knee opens out to the right side. When it lifts back up, the left hand takes over. It doesn't have to be a full twist, but head partway to the twist. Yep. And then take another 2. When you head to that 3rd one, let it do the full cycle open. And then when it crosses back over the body, let the body stay in the twist. You choose the depth that feels good today, really trying to tune in deep into the body. So maybe it's that partial twist, or maybe you're trying to get the knee quite a bit deeper down to the ground. Really listen to the spine, listen to the low back. Maybe even use this moment after that quick action that we did earlier. Use this moment to take an ujjayi breath. So that's like an ocean wave. It's a light constriction of the throat, kind of like Darth Vader. And with our inhale, we can hear the sound come in kind of like the ocean wave. And exhale, we try to maintain that same light constriction. That breath is really good at slowing the system down. And if ever you have trouble finding it, you can make a ha sound and then close the jaw halfway through. And you'll naturally be in that light constriction. When you try to maintain it through inhales and exhales. So just to let the body relax. So one more inhale. Exhale, return the right hip to the ground. Right leg straightens up to sky, clasp wherever you can reach alongside the back side of the leg. Feel those muscle fibers get that first chance to stretch up. And maybe you're even focusing on toes today, kind of loosening up some of the tightness in that right foot. We're going to try to walk our way up to a little bit greater depth here. So try to walk the hands up the back side of the leg. Maybe the forehead lifts in, trying to see if you can get it close to the knee or shin. Let's see how close it is today. Nothing right or wrong about wherever we are. One more breath in. Nice exhale as the head relaxes back to ground. We're going to do 5 leg switches to get us onto the second leg. So hover left above the ground. Exhale, switch left leg up. Back to right. Take another 3, 2, and then this last one, drop the right leg all the way down to ground. Let this left knee bend. Clasp around it for a moment. Just gentle pull in to feel that hip flexor area. And then our 3 cycles. Open up to the left. And transition across the body, partway twist. Take another 2. And 1. As you're in that twist, let the low back speak to you. Trying to find the perfect depth for this half. And if possible, if you lost it, especially through those straight leg switches, maybe return back to ujjayi, that light constriction like an ocean. I love that breath because it slows things down. It slows down my thoughts. slows down the heart rate. And it really feels like it's cleaning out the throat area, kind of like the neck of our clay pot. Go deep and slow like that. 2 more full breath cycles for this half. As we ease the left hip back to the floor, the left leg stretch up, grab on wherever it's easy to grip. Maybe that focus returning back to foot movements, helping to get those muscles. There's many, many muscles in the foot, helping to get them all to move around. Sometimes muscles have this tendency to get really tight where it's almost like they fuse together. So movement is really that key that brings it back to individual muscles being able to do their jobs. Especially with our shoes, when they're stuck in one shape for all day, it's not that helpful for the muscles of them. One more good inhale and exhale here. Let's walk our hands up the leg a little bit higher. Maybe head in with the knee for just a moment, just to feel that leg. It is welcome to rest back down as we do our 5 leg switches just to balance. Hover the right leg, and as right leg comes up, exhale, switch. Taking 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Let's rock our way up to a cobbler's pose when you're ready. The first cobbler's pose, we're going to try to scoot the feet as close in as we possibly can. Just notice how the back and the hip muscles respond to trying to tilt forward this early in class. Rise up enough that the legs can scoot about 1/2 of a foot forward. And from there, this next breath is 3 good cycles. Inhale, it's like we're gathering up a ton of oxygen. Exhale, hands together. The hands slowly travel down. Another 2. 1. Now from this foot position, relax the spine back forward. Notice right away the comparison to what we just did. It should feel quite different in the low back and the hips. Before we lift back up, let's find the hands planting on each side. We're going to take 3 slow sways for that low back. So go a little bit further to the right, a little bit to the left. Taking another 2. And 1. And sitting back up from here, what we're going to do for this breath is with our inhale, right hand reaches up to sky. With our exhale, left hand reaches up to sky. Go as fast or as slow as your breath feels good. Starting to get some air really pumping through the lungs again. So let's go 3 more full breath cycles. When you finish all 3, slide the feet another half of a foot forward, basically as far as you can go without the feet really separating too much. One more time, release the spine forward. With this one especially, as we drop the weight of the head down, that's really where I feel the majority of the stretch. The weight of the head dropping down helps to pull the muscles of the back, even clear down to the low back in that nice stretch. From here, dropping hands to the floor, let's walk the hands over to the angle that this right thigh is pointing out to. Walk to that side and just pause. Notice how the breathing helps you to massage the low back. Start walking hands through the center, over toward that left side. The moment going back through the center, a good breath in and out. And with our easy supporting of the spine to lift up, let's bring our arms up and out to kind of like a big figure Y shape above us. Curl the fingers in, sticking the thumb out. And try to keep the shoulders relaxed rather than tensing them up to the ears. So from that relaxed shape, we're going to take the breath of fire. So this breath, really good at kind of purifying that belly area. We start off with a normal inhale. Our normal exhale goes completely all the air out. And then we just pulse the diaphragm. Doesn't have to be fast. Let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to hold without air for a moment. Return back to air inside the body and hold. A little longer. And return back to normal breath. Drop the right hand by the right side. Left hand reaches up and over. Notice how it's easy and natural to return back to Ujjayi. That slow, smooth breath. So let's rise back up, switch sides that we're leaning toward. And easing back up, drop a hand onto each knee. Let's take a couple of spine circles. So we start off curling back with an exhale. Round through one side, arch forward, inhale. Exhale, round through the other side and back. Right away, switch directions as you inhale through the front. Exhale, round back. Helping that spine to wake up. Do 2 more each side. And when you finish, finally, our legs get to open out wide. It's almost like they're craving it at this point. So when they're wide, let your hands drop forward and through. Start to walk one palm forward, and the next, just easing your way forward. You'll notice with this idea of contemplation today, forward folds are really one of those big poses that lead us naturally to that contemplative state, because forward folds invite us to come inward, not only physically, but also just calmer inward to that deep space inside. It's like our thoughts, rather than judging anybody else or whatever, some of our external thoughts, they start to turn more inward, just really listening to our present moment, to our current experience. Just be here present for 2 more breaths. And it's easy to walk back in. Let the knees work their way underneath the body. As we come to a kneeling place, let's start to breathe with connection of breath to movement. So rounding up the cat is a nice exhale. And then belly down, head up, in. Doesn't have to be as fast or as slow as anybody else. That's not the part that really matters. What matters is your connection with the breath, your ability to help those muscles. Take 2 more cycles. And spine back to neutral. Let the toes point backwards. We're coming to sit on the feet. From here, the left hand props us up on that left side, and then the right hand picks up the right knee. We're lifting it to the point where we can feel the front side of the foot stretching. So if you need more help, you can lean even further to left. That'll give it more space. 1 more breath in. Out. Start to ease this knee down. Go over to second side. One more breath in. And out. As we come back onto hands and knees, let the feet do some easy little circles, or sometimes pounding feels better. Good. Back to long, neutral spine. Let's lift the right hand up to the sky and pause for a moment as we do some nice, huge wrist circles. We don't always take that time to be with the wrists and the feet. So at the moment, just to contemplate and be present with that in. Now thread that right shoulder all the way down to ground. The left hand, you can choose to stay, to slide forward, or to wrap around the low back. Whatever spot feels best for your body today. Another deep inhale passes in and out. Left hand slides in front of the face. Press into it. That helps us rise. We're back at neutral spine. Then left hand reaches up. Let it pause for long enough to do a few of those good wrist pulls. Threading that shoulder all the way down to ground. This time it's right hand. Maybe it stays, maybe it slides forward or wraps around the low back, your choice. Last breath in and out. Return right hand in front of face, press into that. Back at this neutral spot, let's tuck the toes. Some of us might just have a little bit of weight back toward the heels, starting to stretch the feet. Some of us might be able to handle all of our weight over the toes. So choose whatever depth your feet will not be screaming at you. And then try to return back to the Ujjayi breath, about 3 slow cycles. A slow inhale, like an ocean wave. Long exhale. One more cycle if you're still okay. And then same thing, back onto all fours. Maybe toe circles or maybe pounding. Good. Scoot the knees about as wide as the mat. We're going to take a couple of rounds where we go back and forth between child pose, pushing the hips back. And then scooting the hips forward and through to cobra. Maybe the toes point up toward the head. Good. Let's take another 4. Slide back. And take that nice arch. 3. 2. Last one. From here, drop the toes to tuck, lifting up to downward facing dog. Take some movements that feel helpful. Sometimes it's a massaging of the feet. Sometimes it's a bending of the knees or a shifting of the hips. A couple good breaths for this spot. As long as it's useful, eventually coming up to top of that forward fold when you feel ready. Take another huge breath in and out. Inhale, rise. Gathering up a bunch of oxygen. Exhale, slow down through the center. Almost like a banana pose. We're gonna cross our right leg over. I kind of like to put the side of the foot down, and I like to have it slightly forward, but you can find where the balance is as we go to the standing banana shape. And so up above head, grab the right wrist. Start to push your hips to the right as you pull that hand to the left. So it's a huge banana all the way from that foot up through the side and up through the wrist. One more inhale. Exhale, easy release. Uncross. Left foot crosses over. Grab left wrist. Push the hips to the left. We're leaning to the right. A huge inhale. Exhale. Release. Feet are right underneath us. Inhale, circle up to sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fingers down, just right foot slides back, drop the knee down. Your version of a lunge, so you could keep hands on the floor. You could walk hands up to the thigh, but still sink forward. Or you could even reach up to sky, it's up to you. Listen to what feels best for front of right hip. Look at breaths here. Another good inhale. Exhale, hip shift back over the back knee so that the front leg can straighten. Drop down, half splits. And as that left knee slides under our body, we take that same child pose to the cobra thing we did a moment ago. This time, scoot the knees slightly in. So maybe an inch or two in on each side of the mat. Start off pushing back to child. And then forward to that cobra. Feel how the slightly narrower approach is in your body. It's a little different. Here's two. Forward. One. Drop the toes, downward facing dog. Right foot slides forward, drop the back knee down. So this is second side with that lunge. Make sure that you've scooted the stance far enough forward that the knee doesn't go past the toes. You can stay hands on floor, you can come up to thigh or reach to sky, your choice. More inhale. Exhale, front leg straightens, drop hands down, half splits. And then as this knee slides underneath our body, scoot the knees even another inch or two in from where they were a moment ago. 3 more cycles. Back to child. And that cobra variation. 2. 1. Drop the toes down to tuck, lift up to downward facing dog. Start to travel up to top of mat. Next inhale helps us rise. Exhale, hands down to heart. So this is going to be a cycle of 3 breaths. It's going to be first with the right leg, then the left leg, then the right again. So the breath is, as the knee floats up, we circle in, and then we push out. So it'll be right, left, right. So when you're ready, inhale, circle in, the knee floats. Exhale, push out. Left. Push out. Right. Cross this right foot over the left foot, round all the way down. Round the spine up, uncross, Now we're gonna do the same thing, left, right, left. So left knee floats, circle in, huge inhale. Push out, exhale. Good, cross left over and round our way down. I love this one for the IT band stretch we get. Plus it's that good balancing work for our feet to be crossed like this. More inhale. Exhale, round up and cross the feet. Big toes are close, heels are slightly separated. Set the hips back, fierce pose, hands knee at heart. Feel that tailbone scoop slightly under, protecting low back. A nice inhale. Exhale, hook the right wrist to left thigh, twist. Inhale back to heart. Exhale, twist second side. Inhale, heart. Exhale, fingers drop down, legs straighten. Slide the right foot back. Leave the right hand down, left hand twist up to sky. Maybe the hips drop a little lower. Lowering the left hand down, the front leg 3 times. Tries to go toward, straight, and then back to bend. 2. This last one, stay straight just a breath longer. And as the knee goes back to bend, back heel drops down. Sweep the arms up to sky, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior 2. So front knee still bent, front toes pointing forward. Extended side angle, left elbow drops to left thigh or fingers to floor. And then this left arm stretches forward to that front mirror. Good, back up to warrior 2. And then reverse. So we've got right hand to right leg, left hand up and back. Good, warrior 2. Turn to the long edge of the mat. We're gonna take wide angle forward fold. Maybe you grab for ankles, elbow creases, or reach through the legs, your preference. Light bend to the knees, roll the spine up. Heel toe the feet in once or twice, preparing for pyramid. And then all sets of toes point to the top of the mat. That points our hips all the way forward. And so from here, slide down. Maybe we end at thigh. Maybe we end at shin. Sometimes we can drop down to floor. So choose the depth that keeps the front leg straight. Here, fingers will drop to the floor and slide forward. So supported warrior 3, right leg floats. Good inhale. Exhale, land that right foot next to the left. Big toes close, heels slightly separated. Come back to that fierce pose, sitting the hips back, tailbones slightly scooped under, hands at heart. Another inhale. Exhale, right wrist hooks, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, left wrist. Inhale, center. Exhale, fingers down, legs straighten. Slide the left foot back. Left hand on ground, right hand up to sky, twist. Twisting toward front door. Good, right hand drops down. 3 times. Front leg tries to go a little bit straighter. And back to bend. 2. The last one, stay just a breath longer. And as the front knee bends, back heel drops down. Sweep up warrior 1. Inhale. Warrior 2. Extended side angle, front elbow or front fingers down. The other arm is in a long stretch forward. Warrior 2. Reverse. Back up. Just a couple of breaths, wide angle. Turn the toes to the long edge. Maybe there's a new hand position out this time. Maybe it's the same old one. You choose. 2 more breaths to the side. Roll your way up. Tilt the feet in one circle, preparing for pyramid. And then toes pivot all the way to top of mat. Keep the front leg straight as you slide down, maybe the index thigh, maybe shin, maybe floor. With the hands on the floor forward. Supported warrior 3. Good, and land big toes close so the inner thighs can squeeze together. We're gonna try a toe squat. If you need to be a lot higher, that's fine. But we're dropping our hips down to our heels. If you get to this spot and you want to try the balance, keep inner thighs squeezing together. Maybe one hand comes to heart. Sometimes we can get both. Keep on squeezing into the midline. I'm gonna go for the balance for a count of 3, 2, 1. Good work. Let's lower down to sitting. So one hand in front, one hand behind, or whatever way you need to get down to sitting, that's fine too. Good. And when we're sitting, we're gonna cradle out our right shin. So take it in. We can use hands, we can use forearms, we can use elbows, whatever type of cradle feels good. Rocks. Easing the tightness out of that hip. Good. Drop it to maybe shin stack if your knees are happy with that, and hips. Or some people will go cross leg, that's fine. From this tall spot, let's take a twist. So twist over your right shoulder. Put your hands wherever it feels good. And twist over left shoulder. Bring back forward. Kind of slide the hands forward and through. See how far you can reach. Feel it ease into the low back, ease into the hips. Let's walk our hands a little bit further to the right from this low spot. Further to the left. Through the center. And ease the spine up. Dropping this leg down, cradle left. Put that couple of rocks to ease the last little bit of stuff out of the hip. You can go for shin stack or cross leg, whatever works. And from this upright position, take a twist over left shoulder. Twist over right shoulder. Turning forward, slide through the center. The hands a little bit off to the left side. A little bit off to the right side. Back through the middle. Take a huge breath in and out. And as we ease up, drop your legs to whatever is easy sitting place. We're going to wrap up with one last breath. This is alternate nostril breathing. You could do this psychically, meaning you're imagining that you're breathing in only through one nostril at a time and out the other. Or you can do this physically, blocking off one nostril so that you can only inhale. So I'll let you do personal preference, whatever feels comfortable today, just intending it to go through just one side at a time. I'll guide you through 3 rounds. It's pretty easy to catch on because the exhale is always when you're going to switch to the second side. But I'll guide you through 3 rounds. If you want to continue a couple of more rounds on your own, that's fine. Or when we finish, you can just head straight to Shavasana or take last stretches before Shavasana. It'll kind of be that free time. But imagine this alternate nostril breathing is one last good chance to kind of clean out our vessel so that this meditation, this Shavasana can be a really contemplative moment. So whether you're using your hands, using thumb and then ring finger to block off a nostril, or just doing it psychically, take a breath in through both nostrils. Out both. And then inhale in left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That was one cycle, taking 2 more. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more cycle. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. So again, you can continue a few more rounds if your body knows it needs just a little bit more of that cleansing breath. You could stretch or you could head to Shavasana at any. Begin to deepen inhales and exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching it out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Perhaps taking a nice fetal position off to one side. That feels good for your body. Any amount of time, 2 or 3 good breaths perhaps, until you feel ready to rise up to a comfortable seated position sooner or later. So here, back with hands at our heart, we return to our idea of contemplation, and we realize it can be as easy as cleaning out our vessel with the breath. Notice how you feel at this moment, how it feels like you could get into some pretty deep thoughts or visit some really beautiful places in your imagination right now. It comes from cleaning out that beautiful vessel that we have with breath and movement. So with that to lead us on, and also remembering we always have permission to ask all sorts of questions, even questions that don't really have an answer. Only the intuition could start to guide us forward. With our idea of opening up to contemplation, this to lead us on. Let's wrap up the time we got to share together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.